In this deep dive, we're unlocking 30 rapid-fire psychology tricks that'll turn you into an absolute mind hacker in just about 5 minutes. No fluff, no filler, just pure behavioral science that works instantly to shift the dynamics of literally any room you walk into.
Think about it. How often do you feel ignored in a crowded room, overpowered in a simple argument, or just completely struggle to get a straightforward yes from a client, a boss, or even a friend? It's deeply frustrating, right? You're putting in all the work, but the invisible power dynamics always seem stacked against you. Well, by making these 30 rapid-fire, almost invisible behavioral adjustments, you're going to equip yourself with ultimate conversational control. You're going to flip the script and hold the leverage in every single interaction, starting right now. Section 1, Mastering Everyday Conversation Control. Let's start with the foundational physical hacks that build instant, almost hypnotic subconscious trust with anyone you meet. Okay, let's fire through these everyday hacks. First, the pause. Wait just 3 seconds before answering a question. It literally doubles the weight of your words. Next, mirroring. Quietly copy their posture to make their subconscious blindly trust you. Throw in subtle nods while you pitch an idea, and they'll actually start to unconsciously agree with you. What if no one's listening? Don't shout. Suddenly drop your voice to a whisper to grab the whole room's attention. If someone talks over you, use the interrupt shield. Never change your pace or volume, just keep talking smoothly and they'll automatically quiet down. Need a deeper connection? A light 1-second touch on the elbow does wonders. And finally, match their breathing rhythm. It's the absolute first step of conversational hypnosis. And hey, don't forget the undeniable power of a name. Drop their name casually right into the middle of your sentences. To the human brain, hearing its own name is the sweetest, most subtly controlling sound in the world. It pulls their focus entirely back to you. So that builds your baseline of trust. But here's the catch. Trust alone doesn't close a deal or win a hard negotiation. So how exactly do you leverage that trust to extract a massive, undeniable yes? Section 2. Persuasion to secure the yes. This is where we get into the absolute gold mines for closing high-ticket sales, securing lucrative business deals, or negotiating those premium freelance rates you actually deserve. Here's the ultimate bracketing strategy. Start with the door-in-the-face technique. Basically, make an outrageously large demand you absolutely know they'll reject. Then immediately drop your actual, smaller demand. Their brain registers this as a major compromise on your end, practically guaranteeing they agree to your true terms. The alternative? The foot in the door. Get them to say yes to a tiny, microscopic favor first. Once they agree, their brain is primed and locked in to say yes to your bigger, real request. And that brilliantly illustrates our next hack, the power of the word because. Whenever you make a pitch or ask for a favor, always tack on a reason using because. The human brain is hardwired to seek justification. It literally just needs a reason, no matter how absurd or obvious it might be, to bypass its critical filter and comply with what you're asking. Let's hit 4 more rapid-fire persuasion tools. Always present 2 choices where you win either way, because it feeds them the illusion of control. Use the Ben Franklin effect. Ask a client or colleague for a tiny favor, like borrowing a pen, so their brain rationalizes that they must like you if they're helping you. Want to stroke someone's ego and get them on your side? Ask for their advice, never their help. Finally, swap I and you for we during a pitch. It subconsciously creates a fake cooperative team dynamic in their mind. It's a real game changer. Now, persuasion is highly effective when things are going smoothly. But what if they try to overpower you? What if they blatantly challenge your authority or try to actively intimidate you in a meeting? Well, the instant status switch is next. Section 3, Projecting Dominance and Status. Let's deploy some calculated physical and psychological tools to project high status, unshakable dominance, and absolute authority the moment you step foot into any room. The absolute crucial point here is reframing. Look at this comparison. Instead of offering a submissive apology like, "I'm sorry I'm late," swap it out for confident gratitude. Say thank you for your patience. This instantly shifts the power dynamic. You stop being the victim apologizing, and you instantly become the high-status individual controlling the frame of the entire interaction. Okay, now let's weaponize your body language. When walking through a busy room, do not look at faces. Stare strictly and intensely at your destination, and people will literally subconsciously part out of your way. Remember, a person of true power never rushes. Move slowly and stay relaxed to broadcast high status. And finally, whether you're sitting in a boardroom or standing in a hallway, take up maximum physical space. It visually and viscerally establishes your presence. If someone directly challenges you,
Use these rapid-fire intimidation tactics. First, the forehead stare. If someone insults you or tries to look down on you, do not look in their eyes. Stare directly at the center of their forehead to completely unnerve them and induce a subtle panic. When someone makes a stupid excuse, hit them with absolute silence. Just stare at them. The awkward silence will make them so uncomfortable, they'll practically blurt out the truth. And the golden rule, in any interaction, always be the very last person to break eye contact. It firmly and quietly sets your dominance. All right, your dominance is established, and the room is absolutely yours. But we aren't done yet. These final mind games are the most deceptive, powerful psychological traps that will seal your influence and make you completely unforgettable. Section 4. Mind games and unforgettable impressions. We're diving into covert manipulation tactics that leave lasting marks, trap liars effortlessly, and keep you in total control of the narrative long after you've walked away. Check out these mental traps. First up, Cunningham's Law. To get the right answer, you don't ask a question. You confidently state a false fact, and their ego will literally force them to correct you. Suspect someone's lying, play completely dumb. Act totally clueless and ask basic questions until they quickly tangle themselves in their own web of lies. If you get hit with a hard, aggressive question, deflect it by smoothly firing a question right back at them to regain the upper hand. Finally, willingly admit a tiny, insignificant flaw about yourself. It builds this aura of radical honesty, meaning they'll blindly trust your bigger, more important claims later on. Want to make an unforgettable exit? Leave the conversation incomplete. Abruptly end a chat right at its absolute climax. The human brain hates open loops, and they'll obsess over you all day. If a negotiation stalls, pretend you're ready to back out of the deal. The sudden fear of loss forces rapid, desperate decisions. Always end your interactions with powerful, positive words, because the brain prioritizes remembering the very last thing it hears. And finally, have the absolute courage to walk away from any person or situation completely emotionless. It's the ultimate display of untouchable power. So here is the core insight that ties this whole thing together. Power is not a shouting match. True, unshakable conversational control doesn't come from forcing your way through a door or raising your voice. It comes from these tiny, calculated psychological and physical behavioral shifts. It's entirely about hacking the underlying software of human interaction to get exactly what you want. So here's my direct challenge to you. Which of these 30 mind hacks will you actually test out today? Do not just absorb this information and move on. Pick exactly one trick. Deploy it in your very next meeting, email, or conversation, and watch how the power dynamic shifts entirely in your favor. Get out there and start hacking.